Speaking of the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny was the halftime show, as probably everyone in the world knows. It was a performance that celebrated Puerto Rican and Latino culture. So Trump responded to this performance on True Social. He said the Super Bowl halftime show is an absolute terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense, is an affront for the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching this throughout the US and all over the world. The show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day. I mean, I usually wouldn't include a story like this in our chat, Scott, but I did find this quite funny because I felt like Trump really fell into this trap that we thought he might. Almost like Bad Bunny was really poking the bear with this one, and he fell right into this trap. A lot of people were responding to this post from him saying, especially for young children, how hypocritical as as we ask for the full release of the Epstein files. Obviously, they're not correlated in any way, but I mean, your reaction to this that you see, I mean, we just need to acknowledge that how bizarre it is to see the President of the United States commenting on the halftime show in such a negative manner.
Look, the day that Donald Trump is my cultural guide is the day you better put 6 feet of dirt on top of me. All right? I mean, the guy don't know who Bad Bunny is, right? Or at least he's never heard a single song by Bad Bunny. He just knows that Bad Bunny is a guy who's a different color, who comes from a place called Puerto Rico, which Donald Trump has only really visited to throw, if you remember, towels at people as some part of relief effort after Hurricane Maria a few years ago. Bad Bunny is someone that Donald Trump, he represents stuff that Donald Trump despises, right? People with a different culture, different background, don't speak the English, and they come in to take over our Super Bowl, our American football event. How dare they, right? And the reason why I'm wound up about this is, let's say this really quickly. That's a hell of a halftime show. I don't know if you watch it, but that's it. And I've sat through some really, really bad halftime shows. Justin Timberlake, I'm still looking at you for what you and Janet Jackson did years ago, right? And then you get this incredible celebration from start to finish of Bad Bunny's personal upbringing, right? It's very much a personal story that's there, that jacket with his mother's birth date on it. You get that immediate celebration of Puerto Rico, right? With the shaved ice stands that are there, where he hands the ring to someone who's going to propose to a girl, right? He's got all the dancers there. He goes then to the casita, the little house that he falls through the roof from. There's all types of like famous folks behind him, videos. Then Lady Gaga pops up. And how can you hate something that Lady Gaga is in, right? Putting that out there. And then Ricky Martin, La Vida Loca guy, Puerto Rico, he's back, right? They're playing Daddy Yankee as well. And at the end, he pulls this all together. He goes, this is a celebration of Puerto Rico. This is a celebration of the United States, and it's a celebration of the Americas. He name checks all of those countries it takes place, right? And it's happy and it's positive. And the couple who are there posing as if they are getting married and all this, they actually got married. That was an official wedding in the middle of Bad Bunny's performance, right? And I'm going, there's all this joy there, except for one guy sitting probably alone in the White House eating Cheetos and McDonald's or whatever. And he's going, why aren't people watching the Turning Point USA halftime show, which is sad, and it is sad, but they're sad Charlie Kirk got killed last year. Bad Bunny versus Turning Point USA, easy choice. Now it should rest there, but here's the problem. I'm one of 2 American commentators on US politics in Ireland. Mainly, there's more than 2, but there's 2 of us that tend to, drop by and chat with folks. The other one gets on this morning and says, what an election gift to Donald Trump. What an election gift to Donald Trump. Now I'm going, dude, that halftime performance was a gift for America. That was a gift for America. And if you're so worried about Donald Trump's racism and his xenophobia and his chaotic temper, that you're willing to try to bury that celebration of what America can be, you need to go into the corner and sit down and have a long think. Because what Donald Trump was trying to do is a guy who has screamed about cancel culture for years to try to exploit culture wars. He was carrying out cancel culture with that tweet. You shouldn't be watching Bad Bunny. And he was doing it with a dog whistle to people, which says you shouldn't listen to Bad Bunny because he's different. And those people who like him are different. And that's exactly the type of poison that, hey, La Vida Loca and everything else that Bad Bunny brought to the table last night, man, like I said, choose your sides here. You want to play culture wars? Choose your sides. I'm with the guy who got 80,000 people absolutely up on their feet and dancing, rather than the single guy in the White House who I suspect wasn't dancing and didn't understand a single word of a single song that he was hearing. Puerto Rico was on its knees after Hurricane Maria several years ago. You know the many thousands of people that died in that. You know that the island was cut off for months because of the first Trump administration, how it cocked that up. And what you saw, let's begin with this, is Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States, even if they don't speak English as the main language, they were there. This was everything that was joyous coming out of tragedy. If you can't hang on to that, back into the corner with you.
Over the last Thursday, Trump, his team posted this video to his account where at the end of the video, they've depicted Barack and Michelle Obama as apes, which of course has racial connotations to it, despite Trump the next day, well, his team the next day taking down the video. The president has still refused to apologize over this blatant racism. So this even prompted Republicans to condemn the video. So we've seen Senator Tim Scott call the post the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House, urging Trump to take it down. Mike Lawler said it was wrong, incredibly offensive. Roger Wicker said it was totally unacceptable. John Curtis said it was blatantly racist, inexcusable. Katie Britt said should never have been posted to begin with. John James called it shocking and appalling. I mean, what was your reaction to this post, Scott? The fact that Trump won't apologize, but also just the fact that we're seeing time and time again, several Republicans turning on Trump and his inner circle for various things that they've done.
Thank God some Republicans have a line. I mean, they had a line that you can't sit and be like overtly racist on social media for the President of the United States. Now, whether they'll stand up to Trump on other issues, we'll see. I'm just going to cut to the core on this because there are no excuses here. There's no, and you come at us on YouTube, all you Trump, you come there is no excuse here for what took place. And that is a combination of one, Donald Trump hates the Obamas, despises them, and two, he's a racist. Bottom line, he's a racist. And for him to then come out and say, well, first of all, remember the White House said at some point, hey, what's the big deal here? Hey, what's the big deal? This came from another video, right? And it's only a couple seconds. What's the big deal? Then it became, hey, a staffer put this out. It had nothing to do with Donald Trump. And then it became Donald Trump saying, oh yeah, I'm the one that said put it out, but I didn't know what was in the back, the last few seconds of the video. It's like, really? Really? You didn't know what was in that video that you just sit there and put out? It's just supposedly about election manipulation? No, you knew what you were doing, right? And I'll point you to other images, racist images he's put up on Twitter, and other racist images about the Obamas he's put up. We'll see. Look, I'm going to ask you, Maddie, if you put that on your social media account, would you be speaking to me from Times Radio today? No, I suspect you'd have your bags packed and out of the office. If I had posted that, would I have been working for University College Dublin? No. Out. Why this man is allowed to even temporarily get away with this type of racism on a day-to-day basis, right? Because he will be back at it again. I don't know. I just say let's bring this down in terms of practical politics, which is when it comes to the economic, the political, and the social issues, are the Republicans going to draw a line against Trump from bringing race into the discussion? Are they finally going to firewall this? If they don't, it doesn't really matter that a few of them said, oh, he made a mistake or he shouldn't have put this video out, because what it means is they give him a pass on almost everything else. And no one, doesn't matter who you are, no one should get a pass for that type of video.
Professor Scott Lucas, thank you so much for joining the Trump Report.